there's a lot of good things that happen in the game for us, especially defensively, but somehow we got to find a way. When we already know some of our shortcomings of finishing games, we've got to find a way to actually do it. Because even at halftime, we talked about this is a great opportunity for us to do what we have failed to do over these first quarter of games, and so we were all well aware of it on that sideline, and when we had some opportunities, we didn't come through on them. And there's a handful of plays in that game that would have made a difference in that game, and unfortunately, we did not execute them, and that was a difference, and they did. So, very similar to what I said yesterday. Got to find a way to fix that. That's my job, and keep addressing it. And hopefully, when it does happen, it's going to be something that we can continue. It's going to come in bunches, but we got to get one before we can get bunches. So, sure, on the injuries. Let's go down the list here. Rasheen had a slight groin pull. I'll let you know how he's going to go as we get into practice this week, but that's why he was held out of the game. Uche came out of the game. He finished up. He had an ankle and a knee that, again, he's still having some tests done as we're speaking right now. But he went back in, and I thought, he was effective for being rolled up on twice in the first three plays. Blaine's got a shoulder that it's his non-throwing shoulder that there's a good chance he will be able to play this week. We're going to see how it is on Wednesday. Chad will be prepared to go if it's as he is every week. I mean, no different. But we're thinking a lot of it will be up to Blaine just to see how the shoulder feels. But we feel like, and he played a couple snaps after the initial hit, and I'll know more after his tests are done today. Maurice is, he's got a foot, again, dealing with the feet. He is probably going to be out. I can't tell you the extent of time, but I can tell you he'll be out this game. Montel Owens, again, he a shoulder on the onside kick. I don't know if you saw the hit, but it was a pretty violent hit. Was unable to return because of the shoulder, and again, he'll be a game day probably to see how he goes through Wednesday and Thursday and Friday in practice. We'll see if he's able to practice by Wednesday. Guys that have not been practicing, Laurent Robinson, again, he still has to pass a concussion test. Daryl Smith, we're going to see where he's at when we get to Wednesday. I'm not going to say he can or he cannot, just not coming along like we'd like it to come along. And, Daryl's a very, very tough individual, and so I know there's something there if he's not practicing. Dwight Lowry will be out again this week, and we'll see how he's going week to week, but it does not look like he'll be ready to play this week.